These are the games I played in July 2025. Alright everyone, hope you are doing well. Thank you for pressing play once again. I'm the man they call Pixel Paul, and these are the games that I played in July 2025. My usual look back over the previous month, looking at the games that I played during that month. Do this every single month. Quite enjoy doing these, to be honest, and I think people are starting to like these as well. I'm getting fairly decent views on these videos recently, so yeah, we'll be keeping these going. And it's always nice to have a quick look back at what games I've been playing, give you my thoughts on them, recommendations, that sort of thing. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first game I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have anymore because I've traded it in. I finished it and I've traded it in CEX and got some money back. That game is, of course, The Thing Remastered, based on the old PlayStation 2 and Xbox game, The Thing. So I've been playing The Thing Remastered. I did a big video on this game a couple of weeks ago. Gave you my sort of initial thoughts on what I thought about the remaster, what kind of job they'd done on it. At that point, I was about 2/3 of the way through it, halfway through it, something like that. I have now finished the game. Of course, I finished The Thing back in the day on PlayStation 2, but this is a slightly different game. It's a remastered version of it, and overall, I did enjoy it. I did think it's a very faithful remaster of the original game. And it still has those PlayStation 2 quirks to it, but they have improved a lot of it as well. So yeah, it feels very much like a PlayStation 2 game. Visually, it looks a lot better, but it does look like a shiny, more HD version of a PlayStation 2 game, which you expect, I guess. But yeah, it's still a very decent game. The original version was very clunky. The controls were a little bit off. Back in the day, we didn't really care. We didn't notice that particularly, I guess, because it was a PlayStation 2 game. But playing the PS2 game recently, just before I played the remastered version, you can see the difference. And the controls and the graphics are the two things that they've massively improved on. The controls, especially, I actually think the control system made the game a lot easier, actually. I seem to breeze through The Thing Remastered. I can't remember how long it took to complete it, but it was about a week and a half of play, something like that. And you know how much game time I get sort of each evening, about an hour, something like that perhaps. So it didn't take long to get through, and I did feel like I kind of breezed through it quite easily. But yeah, that being said, overall I did enjoy The Thing Remastered. If you've not seen my bigger video on that game, check it out. I'll put a link to it. But yeah, I enjoyed the Thing Remastered on the PlayStation 5. Moving on from The Thing Remastered, now you'll notice in the thumbnail that I've sort of titled this video Guns, Gore and Pixels, and there's a reason for that. It's because I've played quite a few violent games this month. There's a lot of shooting games, a lot of beat 'em up kind of games. It just seems to have been that kind of month. I don't know why. There's a couple of pink and fluffy type games in here as well, and I think that's probably where we'll start first. So over on the Super Nintendo, I picked up one new game this month. Let's grab those. I picked up one new game on the Super Nintendo this month, which then prompted me to play a few Super Nintendo games. So the game that I picked up was Syndicate on the SNES. I played that, gave it a go, not finished it or anything like that. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Very kind of dark, very cyberpunk-esque Blade Runner type game. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. Got that for a great price as well. Really nice condition. So I haven't played it all yet, but what I have played of it, I did enjoy. And of course, while I had the SNES out, I also had to give Star Wing a quick go. I am so much getting into the Star Fox series. I mean, I always loved the Star Fox series, but it's becoming one of my sort of go-to games at the moment. I just enjoy picking up and playing Star Wing. Last month, I think I was playing Star Fox 64 3D on the 2DS. So I played that last month. I played through Star Wing, finished it again. But yeah, just love the original Star Fox, Star Wing. I think I was also playing Lilac Wars, which is essentially Star Fox 64 on the Switch Online. I hate playing 64 games on the Switch Online because the controls and the mapping of the controls is just a pain. But I managed to get my head around the controls for Lilac Wars on there and enjoyed playing that again. So yeah, I'm just really liking Star Fox at the moment. It's becoming my go-to series. Yeah, just love that game. And then the other game that I was playing was International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. Again, amazing SNES game, this one. Just oh, it's not deluxe. It's just International Superstar Soccer. Oh no, it is deluxe. Deluxe. The reason I was playing this one was because a couple of weeks ago, again, I did a top 10 PlayStation 2 games, and included in that was, if I can find it, there it is, Pro Evolution Soccer 4, which I also had a quick go of as well. Not played Pro Evo for a long time, but yeah, I did that video, and I just felt like having a couple of games of Pro Evo 4. I put that one in my top 10 because it's the one that I played the most. I do think Pro Evo 3 is probably the best in the series, but Pro Evo 4 was the one that I played the most, and I had a couple of games on this as well, and it's amazing how quickly I just got back into playing that one. So I do love Pro Evo. But yeah, I was playing ISS as well on the SNES, which is almost like, you know, what the Pro Evo series came from, really. But yeah, that's still such a great game. I'm going to have to get out ISS 64 as well. I'm going to have to give that a go again at some point. So yeah, really liking that one again. Also from 16-bit days, I also picked up and played Castle of Illusion. Again, didn't quite finish this. I got near to the end of finishing this when I was playing through it. I seemed to breeze through it again. But again, just, yeah, love this one. I really like World of Illusion as well. That was probably my favourite. But Castle of Illusion's a decent game too. And then the first of the gory games, although it's not very gory. And I'll be honest, I don't think it's that good. I'm relatively new to this series. I played it a little bit back in the day, but it never grabbed me. And I've said this before, I am more of a Street Fighter person than a Mortal Kombat person. So I didn't play a huge amount of this back then. I picked this up last month again, and I've been playing it, and I just think it's overrated personally. I am diving into the other Mortal Kombat games, and so I picked up Deception, I've picked up Deadly Alliance, and they're good. I do like those, and I quite like the newer sort of Mortal Kombat games as well, 11 and, you know, all those. But Mortal Kombat, the original, it's not very good, is it? It's not, is it, really? Be honest. I don't think it's very good. It's really basic and just, I don't know. I know what the fuss was about. It's because it was violent when it first came out. But playing it now, I don't know. It's nice to have in the collection. You know, it looks great. But I don't think the original Mortal Kombat's very good. I don't remember Mortal Kombat 2 being that much different particularly. But yeah, I think Mortal Kombat's a little bit overrated. Sorry, people, but I do. But I am Street Fighter biased, so that's probably where that comes from. Couple more Nintendo games, some handheld games. I've been playing a bit more of Spy Hunter on the 2DS recently. Really enjoying that one. And I also started to play this one, but I stopped. And that game is Rooms the Main Building. Rooms the Main Building. The reason I've stopped playing that is because I'm going to go on holiday soon. I'm going to take the DS with me, and I'm going to play this more. But yeah, I played this a little bit, and considering it was like, was it a 99p game? I picked it up second hand. I think this is a little bit of a hidden gem. It's intrigued me, this game. It's a bit of a puzzle game. It's a bit like one of those sliding puzzle games that you get, you know, where you slide the tiles across. So in this, you kind of slide tiles across, which make rooms. You can kind of see it there. The ring light doesn't keep getting in the way, and you have to move your person through these rooms, which you can slide, so they can get through from A to B almost. And yeah, it's just intrigued me, this one. I started to play it, started to get really into it, and I thought, no, I'm going to save this until I go on holiday, because it'll be a perfect game to take on holiday. So so I have been playing it, but I've stopped playing it. I will play it in August. So yeah, really cheap, this game. Really cheap. But I think it's worth a look, personally. So yeah, enjoying that one. Right, moving on. So, alright, we'll steer away from the guns, gore and pixels for now. A game that I have been wanting to start to play for ages is this one. And I have given it a quick start, if you like. I've dived into it a little bit, but not committed to it yet, but I just wanted to try it. And that game is, I'll take that out carefully, Folklore. So I have finally started this. It's not quite what I was expecting. I don't know. I don't really know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting something a little bit more, not necessarily RPG-like, but something a bit more like Fable in a way. But it's not quite like that. It looks like a slightly tamer Resident Evil almost, actually, in terms of its sort of visual style and that. But I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed what I've played so far. I've played the first few kind of chapters as the girl, who I can't remember her name, Ellen. But you can also play chapters alongside it as the guy, Keats. So yeah, I have enjoyed what I've played so far of it, but I just want to commit a bit more time to it. But yeah, it's just not quite what I was expecting, but not in a bad way. I quite like this so far. I've been wanting to play it for so long, but I just haven't found the time to commit to playing it properly. And that is in part due to this game. Yes, I'm going to mention this game one more time. I don't know if I'm going to finish this game. I think I've had this on my last 3 what I played videos. Dying Light. Brilliant. I absolutely love it. I do love it. It's just taken me so long to get through it though. Because that's just the way I am with open world type games. I take my time, I go through it, and yeah, I don't rush through these games. I don't know whether you're supposed to, but I just like to take my time with it. But I've just found myself straying to other games, one of which I will mention soon. The Thing was another one, and it's kind of taken my focus off Dying Light. I really do want to finish this game, I do. It might be that I'll just have to come back to it maybe in a month or 2 possibly and see if I can finish it then. But it is an incredible game. I do like this game. It's just other things are just getting in the way. I had a feeling this was going to happen, but I am going to try and finish this. So yeah, Dying Light. I have been enjoying that one. Right, what else have we got? So I was also playing a little bit more of Concrete Genie, which again I was playing last month. I played it on the PS Portal on PS Plus, and then decided to get a physical copy of it, and I have been sort of playing that a little bit more. I would imagine I'm not far off finishing this because I think it's only about a 4 or 5 hour game, something like that. And I've played a good 2.5, 3 hours of it, so I'm probably not that far off finishing it now. But yeah, it's a nice little game, this one. I do enjoy it. Just a very sort of strange look to it. Not quite similar actually in some ways, the look to Folklore. There's similarities there anyway. Completely different types of games, but yeah, there's similarities. But yeah, enjoying that one. Concrete Genie. Not one you hear of that often. But I am starting to see a couple of people sort of like on Instagram mention this game a bit more, so maybe it's getting a bit of that kind of cult status, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Concrete Genie, like that one. Right, I think I've got one more there. Oh, Xbox 360, which I've been, again, neglecting a little bit recently. But for some reason, I put this game on. I don't know why I put it on, actually. I can't remember. I think it was probably something to do with the Megadrive, because I've been so into the Megadrive recently. And I was looking at the original version of this for the Megadrive. And I thought, I'm going to have a quick look at the Xbox 360 game again, because I had played it before. But I just thought I'd give it a quick go. And it's not a very good game, but for some reason I do actually quite like it. I don't know why. Golden Axe Beast Rider. Yeah, it's not very good, but it also has something about it, something that sort of draws you back to it. It's very sort of simple hack and slash, and I mean it doesn't even look that great. It doesn't look that great. Doesn't sound that great, but it can sort of controls all right, and there's some interesting elements to it, and yeah, there's not a lot going for it, but for some reason I just quite enjoy playing Golden Axe. I remember finishing this, years ago when I was having, playing through the Xbox 360 during that gen, and I don't think I disliked it back then either. But yeah, no, a lot of people don't like this, and I can sort of understand why, but I, for some reason, just quite like it. So, yeah, everybody has different tastes, I guess. Maybe I have poor taste, but yeah, Golden Axe Beast Riders. Right, so I'm going to move on to games that I played on PS Plus recently. Cheers everyone. Right, so let's get on to the games that I played on PS Plus. Now, one of these was a recommendation, from the Carl, who I met at the car boot sales last year. Carl messaged me on, I think it was Instagram, or it might have been on YouTube, about this game that was in the sort of current PlayStation Plus sale. I'd never heard of it before, and when he said the name of what this game was, I thought it was like some Italian football or something like that. But that game is Andro Dunos 2. So yeah, I'd not heard of this game, but Carl sort of recommended it to me. I think it was about £3.19, something like that, which is pretty reasonable, isn't it, really, for a game? I just thought, £3, I'll give it a go. I'm not one for usually buying digital only games. I do like to buy physical, as you know. But yeah, I thought I'd give this one a look, off Carl's recommendation. Literally downloaded it as soon as I saw the message, and was playing it. I think I was playing it on like a Sunday morning, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. I'm hoping that I've got some footage of it saved on my PlayStation 5 and you'll be seeing this now. But yeah, it's quite a nice, colourful shoot 'em up, lot going on in it, and I really enjoyed it actually. I've started to get the bug for shoot 'em ups again, top down shoot 'em ups, side scrolling shoot 'em ups. I've got quite a few on the PlayStation 2 recently. I enjoyed the one that we played. It was G Darius, I think it was, Another Dimension or something like that. Or something like that. When we were at the arcade club as well, I really enjoyed playing that game with Donald Mackerel. So yeah, this one appealed, and yeah, really enjoyed it. It's got some nice kind of interesting weapon sets, if you like, which you can interchange and change during each level, which is quite good. I quite like that element. It gives it a quite strategic element. It's got a great little soundtrack. It looks great. So yeah, really enjoyed it. It was a great recommendation, that one. £3 paid for that one. So I'm enjoying it. And there's quite a bit of replayability to that one as well. So moving on as well, also on PlayStation Plus and the sale, I also picked up this one. This was, again, I think it was about £3.19. I think these were all £3.19, something like that. So this one is called Hunt Down. Now this game is, again, really have quite enjoyed this one, and I'll try and put some footage again. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, run-and-gun kind of game, a bit like, Contras and Probotectors and that sort of thing. It's done in a very, almost like 1980s action movie style to it. The sort of cutscenes, but not really cutscenes, because it's all done sort of like as a pixel art kind of game. But it's sort of still cutscenes type things, very kind of 80s cheesy based sort of feel to it. But the actual game itself has got a bit of a challenge. Again, it's got a really cool sort of soundtrack to it as well. Handles really well, it's really responsive, really like that. There's some amazing sort of weapons in it again. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd class this as a bit of a sort of hidden gem. Maybe it is, I don't know. I've never really heard of it before until I stumbled across it in the sale. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that one so far. I've not finished it by any stretch. No, I've not finished it yet. But I have been enjoying playing it. It's just got something about it. So I think if you see it, I think it's come off the sale now. It might be back to full price. I don't think I'd pay the £15-16 for it necessarily. But for £3, if it goes into the sale again, I definitely think about giving that game a look, because at £3 I think it's quite fun. And then speaking of the next one, literally bought Hunt Down, and then when it shows you games recommended to you, that sort of thing, I also spotted this game, and I saw that, looked at the videos, looked at the pictures of it, and thought I quite fancy that one as well. Again, £3, and that game is Blazing Chrome. Now this one, and I also mentioned Contra and Probotector before, but this game is an absolute love letter to Contra. There's so many similarities to Contra with this game. But again, I've really enjoyed it, and I do love Contra and Probotector. Probotector on the SNES is one of my favourite games. But this is, proper kind of love letter to it. It's very similar. Some of the power-ups or weapons feel very, very, very close to what Probotector's got, Contra. There's sort of stages where you are in machines. And again, I really enjoyed it. For £3, it was well worth spending that on that game. Again, not finished it. I don't think it's a massive game or anything like that. but it's quite good because you can choose which levels you do, so it's not level after level. You can choose to go and try and do the harder levels first if you want. There's a different way of sort of playing through it, which is slightly different to Contra. But yeah, again, very sort of similar to it, quite sort of violent. Some of the bosses are very similar to the Contra games as well. So it is an absolute kind of homage, is that the word, to that series. And I just really liked it. So yeah, Blazing Chrome, again, if you can see it in the sale for a couple of quid, £3, I think it's worth a look, that one. So those were the games that I played on PlayStation Plus this month. Right, so moving on, I also, I said before I played Folklore, which I've been meaning to play for ages. I've also been meaning to play this one, and it's at the top, so I'm going to step on the step. This game is awesome. This game was recommended to me, well, not recommended to me, but SNEStastic was playing this game. I think it was last year. He played a playthrough on YouTube. I saw it, never heard of the game before, excuse me, but as soon as I saw it, I wanted to get it, and I wanted to play it. I did get it earlier this year, but I've only just got around to playing it. And that game is Gekido Urban Fighters on the PlayStation. I personally really love this game. I think it's a cracking game. It's essentially a bit of a 3D scrolling beat 'em up, like your Final Fights, like your Streets of Rage, that kind of game, but done in 3D. And that kind of game where it's ported into 3D it can be quite hit and miss. People are kind of used to playing it and that sort of 2D plane. When you move it into 3D, it can be a little bit weird and sometimes not quite work. But this, I think it's awesome. I just think it's amazing, this game. Really enjoyed playing through it. I've got to stage 6, I think the 6 of 7, maybe 8. So again, not finished it quite, but what I have played of it so far, I absolutely have loved so much. There's so much going on in this game. It looks amazing. If it wasn't for those kind of rough, jaggy edges that you get, with PlayStation 1 games, you would almost think this could be a PlayStation 2 game. It looks that great. There's so much going on in the backgrounds. There's quite a sort of, there's parts where there's quite a few sort of characters on screen as well. But there's a lot of variety in there as well. So, the stages where you can pick up weapons and guns and shoot people and all that sort of thing, make people explode. There's special moves in it as well. 3 different playable characters. Is it 3 or 4? I think there's 4 different playable characters. So yeah, really easy to, not easy, but it's easy to pick up and play as well. It's one of those where you start it and you're just kind of button bashing a little bit, but then you realise what the other buttons do and the combos that you can create, and it just makes it easier to get through the game. But none of it is overly complex. It's fairly intuitive. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, absolutely love Gekido Urban Fighters. I would go as far to say as this is probably going to sneak into my top 10 favourite PlayStation games ever. I've just enjoyed it that much. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. It probably will get in there. So yeah, if you've not played Gekido Urban Fighters, try and find a copy of it, because I thoroughly recommend it. One final game that I just wanted to mention before I finished this month's roundup. I've sort of spoke about this game a week or 2 ago, just after I'd picked it up. I've been playing through it. This is the sort of main game that I've been playing recently, and that game is Robocop Rogue City Unfinished Business. And yeah, a lot of people have played Rogue City, the original Robocop game, and really enjoyed it. This is more of the same. It is more of the same game, really. I know it's kind of like been talked about as being essentially a physical DLC pack. I don't know. I think that might be a little bit unfair, because this feels like a pretty hefty game. I've been playing it for a bit now, and I guess I'm thinking you're probably looking at around maybe even 16, 17 hours play, possibly. I know other people will probably rush through the game and get it done in 10 hours or whatever. But if you do all sort of side quests and exploring and that sort of thing. This is a really decent sized game for something that came out at, you know, the £20, £22 mark. I don't think you'd feel shortchanged at it. I was expecting it to be quite a short 8-hour, 10-hour game, something like that. But I've gone past that. I've played through 10 hours of this at least already. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. But yeah, just again, like Robocop Rogue City, I've really enjoyed it so far. It's not without its issues. There are some glitches. I've noticed some glitches, mainly with cutscenes and that sort of thing. There was one, as soon as I started playing it, the opening cutscene was really glitchy. It was like a blank screen. You could hear the voices, but the screen just went blank. It was almost like the camera had focused in on something. I don't know what, but there's been a couple of other issues like that, mainly again with cutscenes. There was one where Robocop is talking to somebody on a screen behind like a desk, and for me, when the camera cut back to Robocop, it was like he was like this for some reason. It was like the screen was up here and the desk was making him look really, really short. I don't know what was going on. So there's one or two issues with it, but in general, the actual gameplay itself I found it to be fine. It's, you know, it's perfectly okay. It hasn't really affected any of the gameplay. It's just been those cutscenes where I've noticed a few issues. There's been one or two weird kind of ragdoll type moments, you know, where you shoot someone and someone flings themselves in the air and they kind of then suspend themselves and it looks a bit weird. But other than that, yeah, just one or two sort of graphical glitches, if you like, with it. But in general, I've really enjoyed it. The only bits of it that I haven't quite enjoyed were there's a section where you play as excuse me again. There's a section where you play as Alex Murphy, and that kind of goes more into kind of a traditional sort of first-person shooter type game, without, you know, like the Robocop elements, if you like the targeting system and that sort of thing, and the shields and all his sort of upgrades. So yeah, I don't know, the bit with Alex Murphy I wasn't quite as keen on, and then there's another bit where you play as a different character, and that again, I could have done without that. I think they put those in to break the game up a little bit, and I know there is a part towards the end of the game, well, at least I assume it's towards the end of the game, where you play as another character, another famous Robocop character, which I've not got to yet, but I won't mention that yet. I'm sure many of you will have already played and finished this and will know anyway. So I am quite looking forward to that bit, but those two bits just, I don't know, just felt a little bit jarring, and I personally would have preferred it without those bits in. But overall, Robocop Rogue City, unfinished business, for the price that you can get it for, and you can get it for less than £20 now. I think it's well worth a look, especially if you liked the first Rogue City game. That's it. Those are the games that I played in July 2025. Game of the month, well, I've played a couple of good games there this month, to be fair, but I could only give it to one game, Gekido. Absolutely love this game, and easily my game of the month for July. At this rate, it could even be my game of the month for August, because I'm still playing it on and off. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Like I said before, if you like this kind of game, I think you will get a real kick out of it if you've never played it before, because it's really, really good. Really enjoyed it. And well worth a look. So that's my game of the month for July. As always, thank you for watching. If you've got any comments on any of those games that I played, have you played any of them? Have you played Gekido? Did you play Robocop Unfinished Business? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments. I will always try to reply. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.